Hi, and welcome to an Organized Chaos podcast. I'm Bobby Quarters. Chaos is here with me as well. We just wanted to thank you for watching.
Yes. Hey, Bobby.
And hey, and while you're here, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You could follow me on YouTube as well as Chaos and the podcast channel, which all three of those channels will be streaming this very show you're about to watch. All these counselors start dropping dead, left and right. Heinous killings. Turns out, that kid who drowned the year before, his mother came back to that camp and exacted revenge.
Just beginning. I don't do sequels normally, but things have gotten a little twisted in the multiverse.
Who is this handsome dog?
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm Janice. This is Damien.
Watch out! New meat coming through!
This map shows the school's central nervous system. Jocks, the greatest people you will ever meet, and the worst.
So you've never been to a real school before? Shut up. Shut up!
I didn't say anything.
They're teen royalty.
That's Karen Smith. She is one of the dumbest girls you will ever meet.
I'm kind of psychic.
Really? It's like I have ESPN or something. And evil takes a human form in Regina George. She knows everything about everyone.
That's why her hair is so big. It's full of secrets.
Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you all. My name is Willy Wonka.
You see, I'm something of a magician. Prepare to be amazed.
Teapot.
May I present Willy Wonka's wild and wonderful wishy-washy Wonka Walker? Please don't make me say that again.
And chocolate maker.
The best chocolate in the world.
Ooh. And anyone can afford them. Even
the poor?
He doesn't like it when people say poor.
Do not sell chocolate in this town!
You're gonna get more than a bonk on the head.
I love a bonk on the head.
What is with me today?
Hello! How's everybody doing today?
God, I have an evil streak. I'm sorry. I'm the god.
Yeah, you tried. You tried.
Yeah, I'm going to force you up there. How you doing, Bobby?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm here. What I would say overall we did better this week than last week. Worth saying. What if season 2? What
Mean Girls.
God damn it, Mean Girls and Wonka. Yes. Although I don't think. We'll get to it. I for a lot of the stuff I do have issues, but yes.
Okay.
But yeah. I think there was something else I wanted to bring up. Let's see. I don't know when I'm doing a live stream this week, but I know I have to do a live stream this week. I know I can't do it Thursday. So I'm thinking probably Wednesday after initiative stream. We might do a shorter initiative stream, and then I'll just follow it up with a solo live stream. So I'll be streaming for like 5 hours on Wednesday, which will I will be exhausted. But I thought I'd bring that up because exhaustion could be entertaining or could not be. It's a dice roll. We'll find out. Anything new going on over there, Bobby?
Nothing much. I was just making sure there wasn't any news stories or anything.
I mean, there probably is. mean, we're getting Epstein stuff. There's lots of stuff I'm planning to cover for the initiative.
Yeah, there's Epstein stuff that's going on right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, there's a whole bunch of names that are on that list, and it's
yeah,
not clear whether or not they're guilty or not, but
but
fuck,
that
there's a lot of
there,
names.
we could look at some of the frequency of the trips, which I know that's
Mhm.
not much to go on because that could also be potentially business
Eh.
related.
Frequency does, I think, tell a lot because it does seem like the guiltier people are there a lot. Case in
Yeah.
point, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
He's there a lot.
I think out of the first round, Stephen Hawking is the one that kind of surprised me.
Yeah, no, there's a few that surprised me. Quite a few that surprised me. But again, like we're talking about people who yeah, like a lot of them are like first visits and stuff like that. We don't know what that means, like how deep they get in the first visit. You know, was it full-fledged child rape or was it just like here's some celebrities to show off. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I plan to break that down a bit during the initiative stream or a solo stream. We'll see what happens. We will see. I don't know what's going on this week. I know I'm streaming sometime this week. That's all I know.
All right.
But yeah, there's a lot to break down there. And then Seth MacFarlane and Bill Maher had a little debate. Yeah, fucking Bill Maher. I swear to God.
Cat Williams called
I
out a
used to
bunch
kinda
of other
like him, but
comics.
fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. Cat
He's
Williams
just-
called out a bunch of other comics too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, he called out like Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Kevin Hart, DL Hughley, Faison, like a bunch of other ones, mostly just for shitting on Bernie Mac since he died. And he accused Cedric the Entertainer of stealing his jokes, which he kind of did point for point.
Ooh, that's not classy.
And any of the people who have said anything back, they haven't really said anything to denounce anything Cat has said. So that's kind of telling.
That says a lot, yeah.
But I suggest you watch the whole interview. He did it on the Shay Shay Club.
Mm-hmm. I might check that out. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I already went through what we are talking about. I guess are we ready to dive in?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. What if season 2? Let's see. Oh wait, we got some chat here. Can you talk on Jonathan Major's interview? I didn't know he didn't. I assume he did an interview post conviction? I haven't seen it. I
He's
don't
done
know.
an
Like,
interview?
the dude's kind of a piece of shit. So I mean, like I've always said, he's a talented actor, but like I don't know. I think the best move is to move on. But yeah. Anyways, so the first thing we are covering will be What If Season 2. Let me fix this. I wish I could. StreamYard's weird. Here we go. That looks better.
There we
I
go.
could do that. I wish I could set up a default setting, but I can't do that manually. Where a lot of the other ones are default because it's weird. StreamYard is by far the easiest streaming service, but like it's even that's a bit wonky. I prefer OBS, but OBS is super fucking wonky. Holy shit. But anyways, What If Season 2? So I brought up the episodes here just so we could kind of go through
That is
them a
exactly
bit,
what I was
skip
doing
through a
right
couple
now.
points, 'cause, yeah.
That's exactly what I was doing right now.
I said before the stream, like I have the second monitor on, but I don't think I'm gonna use it. Well, I brought the episode list.
Bam, you're using
Boom.
it, making it
Useful,
official. All right.
instantly. Yes. So the
Yeah.
first one, what if Nebula joined the Nova Corps? My thoughts on this episode was that it was okay. I don't
Yeah,
know,
it was a
it's,
slow burn. Nothing
yeah,
like
it
major or
yeah, it didn't
huge.
thrill me, but it was fine.
Yeah,
I didn't
this
think it
one was
bad.
okay.
Yeah. I honestly don't have a whole lot to say about her than, just Nebula in a slightly different life. Okay.
Yeah.
And she essentially turns into the hero, which I mean she did in the normal timeline too, so
Mm-hmm.
different route to being a hero, I guess. I don't know. I will say a blanket issue I have with kind of this whole season, and to a lesser degree season 1, is that I feel like they like it's what if, and what if can be like any wild, fantastic thing you could do. and instead it just kind of slight variations on the same story, resulting in a similar story.
Okay.
And yeah, I feel like that one's kind of there, but not 100%. The second one I thought was better though. The What If Peter Quill Attacked Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which I thought I liked the twist of it being in 1988. So
Yeah.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes was like a completely different Avengers group.
Yeah.
And one thing I like is, especially because Michael Douglas has come out and said he wanted to do a movie where he's a DH Hank Pym and he could do the full-fledged superhero thing. I almost feel like this episode's kind of the answer to that. Just like we're not going to do the budget to do something quite like that, but here's an episode where you get to be the young Avenger.
Yeah, you get to be,
um,
a young Hank Pym.
yeah, easily. But yeah, what it's Hank Pym, it's Goliath, it's yeah, no, when Lawrence Fishburne popped up in the cast list, I was like, well, I know his character, but like, what could he be playing here? And yeah, no, they bring him in as Goliath, which is awesome.
Yeah.
What else is there? I know there's more. Obviously this is after Janet's gone.
Thor.
Oh yeah, Thor, of course. Yeah. Thor. Oh yeah, Bucky. They got the Winter Soldier there, of course.
Yeah.
King T'Chaka, um, Wendy Lawson, Marvel. Yeah, they have an interesting Avengers lineup here. And then like you have like Peggy Carter and Howard Stark is like the backup support group, kind of like the Nick Furies of the Avengers team.
Yeah.
And essentially it's what if Yondu delivered Peter to Ego. And Peter kind of becomes this menace, and then again, unfortunately, it kind of just becomes a variation on Guardians 2 when they convince Peter to help them kill his father, and he does. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I don't really feel like we're exploiting the full measures of what if, but this one at least I think did something a bit more fun. Anything you want to add, Bobby?
I enjoyed this one. I liked the twist. I do have to agree
Yeah.
with you though. It did kind of feel, and the first few of these really did feel that way.
Yeah. Well, the next one is something very different, I guess. What if Happy Hogan saved Christmas? And
I mean, as opposed to doing copying another Marvel movie, they just copied Die Hard.
Yeah,
and
they
it was
copied
kinda
Die Hard,
great.
which I'm not gonna lie, that was fun.
Yeah, this one
I
like
kind of dug that one.
yeah, I really enjoyed this one the best. I thought this was just the most absurd and funniest.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Like,
okay,
this
so
has
first
to
of all,
be
they bring
fan
back
submission.
Justin Hammer. Yeah, they bring back Justin Hammer as played by Sam Rockwell again, which is I'm never going to complain about that. That's awesome. But he takes over Avengers Tower, and it's Nakatomi Plaza. It's Die Hard, and Happy Hogan is the hero
Well,
going.
it's Avengers Tower, but like
Yeah.
it's done up like Nakatomi Tower.
Yeah, it's exactly like that,
And they keep referencing it, but never say
Yeah.
Die Hard.
Yeah,
Never.
they never do. It's like, what movie is that? I don't remember.
Oh, come on, John. All right, make it fast, John McClane.
Yeah. No, this one was one I genuinely like enjoyed this one. You get like kind of a semi superhero happy when he actually gets injected with Hulk blood, which is what Justin Hammer is going for the whole time.
Yeah. Purple Hulk.
Yeah, this is maybe like, even though it's just Die Hard, this is probably a bit more what I want from What If. Just do something goofy and fun. If you're not gonna do something wild, do something goofy and fun. And this is pretty much what this is. Just good fun. And I'm assuming, okay, this is aired on the 24th. I was like, did this air on the 25th? Because this has to be right around Christmas. I did not watch these when they came out. I saw them over the past week because I am behind. But it is what it is.
Yeah, same here. I watched them all in the span of 2 days.
Yeah, I watched them over 3 days, but yes, it's about the same. Let's see. Okay, so anything to add before we go on to the next one?
No, I really like this one.
Okay.
I love the Die Hard play.
Yeah, this is definitely a highlight of this season. Number 4, what if Iron Man crashed into the Grandmaster? Not a terrible title. In fact, that sounds like a fun title to me. This episode kind of was nowhere, in my opinion, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Mostly because like the idea of Iron Man and Jeff Goldblum's Grandmaster just bouncing off each other, and the guy they got to do Iron Man's voice is actually really good.
Yeah, he's not bad. He does a good Downey.
Yeah,
Does a
but
really good Downey.
but it all kind of just becomes a race at the end. And like the episode is even set up to be like the Gamora origin story for the Gamora version that we get at the season 1 finale. It's set up to be like her story, and I'm like, oh, cool. They'll just make this a season 2 episode. And we get to see her story, and the answer is not really. It's just she's just kind of there.
Same with
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie is just kind of there.
Yeah, and you think,
No
oh,
real
well, that might be
change.
okay if we got some really good stuff with Jeff Goldblum and Tony Stark bouncing off each other. And the answer is a little bit, but not too much. I could have used so much more of it.
Yeah.
It mostly just becomes almost like a Fast and Furious space race thing, which
yeah,
is okay, but like I don't know, like this to me, this one, it's not like I don't know if I'd necessarily call this one bad as much as I'd call it disappointing, because the premise sounds like fun. It really does. What are you gonna say, Bobby?
No, it's definitely not the strongest of the series of this season.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Are we ready for the next one?
Yeah.
What if Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper? And this one is okay, in my opinion. This is kind of a Captain Carter's version of the Winter Soldier, which is probably still my favorite MCU movie. If not, it's really high up there.
Yeah, yeah, that I'd have to say it's out of like that wave. What is that? Phase 2?
Yeah, it's phase 2. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite out of that one. Like
Oh,
Winter
for
Soldier,
sure.
and probably
I mean,
one of my top favorite in the whole thing.
Yeah, I think the only one that wave I think competes is the first Guardians, and as much as I love the first Guardians, I still kind of
Different movies. Different movies.
Very different movies. Though.
Different
yes,
movies, but yeah, no, Winter Soldier I like way better.
But yeah, this is and it's a lot like Winter Soldier because it's Captain Carter and Black Widow literally just kind of going on this mission and going rogue.
Didn't they have a team up in the last season?
I don't remember. It's been a little bit. They might have. But yeah, I mean, I will say they like Captain Carter's become almost kind of like the like next to the Watcher, almost the main character of these shows. And it's not like she's in every one, but she's a significant part of the core season storylines. And in fact, I mean, with like maybe with the exception of What If Happy Hogan Saves Christmas, I'd say this episode 5 kind of begins the main story of the season.
Yeah,
because there is kind of a main story of the season, and part of me kind of wishes there wasn't. I kind of wish What If was just kind of like these random.
They were one-off episodes,
fucking whatever episodes. Yeah, just whatever the fuck. No consequences. Do whatever the fuck you want. I kind of wish it was like that. That being said, this season, I think for my issues with this season, I think it handles that idea better because it's not all the episodes. There's a couple of kind of thrown in there. What the fuck, do whatever kind of episodes that aren't really related to the main storyline. I wish they I guess I like that, but I wish there was more of a what the fuck element to it.
Yeah.
Goddamn my internet. But yeah, this one I think is decent. She's instead of going after Bucky, she's going after Steve, who's the Hydra Stomper. And you get the tragic ending. Captain Carter and Steve never get together, and of course the obvious reference to Endgame. Except maybe there's one dimension where we get to end up together.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is fine. Anything to add, Bobby?
I enjoyed this one, and I did like it because it's again, very much like the Winter Soldier, and that was like probably my favorite entry from the DCU or the MCU lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked how this one went right into the next one, or how the events ending of it went but
Mhm.
I wish only, and we can get into it or just phase right into it and into the next episode where
Mhm. Well, the next
how
episode, yeah,
sorry, go
yeah, the
on.
next one deals very much with the main storyline too, as well. But like to a degree, this is almost kind of what I was asking for. What if? But like, it's almost a new set of characters. Like this, like, what if Kahori reshaped the world? Is almost like, what if the Native Americans just
Oh wait,
chased
no,
the Europeans off of the United States?
yeah,
um, kind of wild, but like,
I thought.
I
Never
don't
mind.
know.
Never mind. I forgot
I
this
was
was.
kind of down for this one.
Yeah, I enjoyed this one. I'm thinking of a different.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm talking about the next episode, not
Okay.
this one. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. No, this one is kind of like wild. Like you just get a whole new set of characters. So the premise of this one is, what if the fire dude Satar, something like that, he destroyed Asgard and did the Ragnarok thing like a couple hundred years before he did.
yeah,
That's the premise of this one, and it cast the Tesseract to Earth, and it's near this Native American tribe where there's like this cave with this mystic water. But if you step into the mystic water, you're portaled to a far off world. It was thought like if you go into this water, you're just gone, you disappear, you die. But you're actually portaled to a far off world where you essentially get superpowers. And we follow Kahori as she does that. I want to say most, if not all, the episodes in subtitles, so that was something to
yeah. The
get used
entire
to. But
episode.
yeah, the beginning's not. But yeah,
Yeah,
beginning where he's doing the narration is not. But yeah, um, but like I like the Hori. I like the setup. I like just yay. What happens if white people were never ever in were kicked out of the Americas? Okay,
yeah. I
cool.
really liked this
I dig it.
episode.
Yeah, this is a good one. And then let's see, anything to add before we go into the next one?
No, no.
Okay, so next one is what if Hela found the Ten Rings? This is another one I actually like quite a bit. Let's see. But anyways, this is well, they got Kate Blanchett back, which is why they do a couple of things with Hela here, which is cool. But this is pretty much what if Hela had like the origin story to be the hero instead of Thor. Um Essentially, instead of Odin like um pretty much just banishing Hela so she couldn't like get anywhere. Instead, he casts her to Earth and says, he gives the crown the enchantment. Whosoever shall find this crown, if they be worthy, shall be granted the power of Hela. And she has to learn to be worthy, which she encounters the dude with the 10 rings, whose names I'm forgetting. And she does like kind of the Shang-Chi adventure where she learns martial arts and she becomes worthy. I kind of dig this one. What's your thoughts, Bobby?
I really liked this one too, and I
Mhm.
wasn't sure if that was Kate Blanchett until like the end credits. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, all right,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think that's why they did it. But it's like cool.
yeah, I liked this one very much, but I also liked
Mhm.
Shang-Chi. I liked that one too.
Yeah.
Thor was kind of meh, but I enjoyed this story. Yes.
hmm Yeah, it's kind of like the what if Hela actually became a hero. Good
Yeah.
fun. And then yeah, I like this next one as well. The what if the Avengers assembled in 1602, which is
Yes. This
a
this one.
really this one's
I really liked how this one had to do with the episode earlier that I had mentioned.
yes,
Like
yes.
how, but I would have wanted to see a little bit more of uh Captain Carter arriving there first, and
Yeah, she's
just
just kind of
that,
there,
just to have
and
that
then you
Army of
find out.
Darkness moment. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you essentially find out that like yeah, this is the Captain Carter we saw earlier that got sucked away. Now she's in 1602, but there's lots of other Avengers there, and it's really really fucking weird because it's like apparently a universe is dying and it's being like time compressed. So you have these characters that are supposed to be modern day, but they're in 1602.
Yeah.
Um, it's a really weird, wonky episode. And essentially they have to find the person who's out of time, who is throwing everything out of whack in this universe, and essentially kill that person. And that's the adventure. And I think I like what this one does. And spoilers, the person ends up being Captain America, Steve Rogers, who
Yeah.
has taken up being Robin Hood. But yeah, the reveal is during the Infinity War, he accidentally hits the time stone and it sends him back in time. It rewrites history essentially, and Peggy has to let him go again because
Yeah. So it was a version
yeah.
of Steve, of Captain America, who went back, returned all the stones, but didn't get the time stone back, or something happened, or he struck it, and yeah.
Mhm.
Man,
Yeah,
that would have been a better ending to end. That would have been a different ending to Endgame.
Dude, I still
Oh,
want to see the Disney Plus series where he returns the stones and his reunion with Red Skull. I want to see that.
yeah. Oh, he threw the shield immediately.
But yeah,
Well,
no,
it depends
this
on it.
is
Well, depends on if he returned the Soul Stone yet or not. Because if he still had Mjolnir, I bet you he threw that at it.
this. Yeah, I was just saying this one's solid. I enjoy this one quite a bit.
Yeah, I did too.
But yeah, and this that brings us to the finale. What if Strange Supreme intervened? And it's almost set up kind of like the last one, except the Supreme Strange, who went insane but kind of refound his sanity, trying to bring back his Christine, is recruits Captain Carter to help him stop universe destroyers. But of course, he is
The
actually trying
Universe
to bring
Destroyer.
back Christine in his universe.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and so essentially Captain Marvel and Kahari, who comes back in this one, have to work together to stop him. And this is fine. I don't I don't have strong feelings towards it. It was it was obviously meant to be the big buildup of all these disparate parts, and it was fine in my opinion. What was your thoughts, Bobby?
You really can't top Ultron getting the Infinity Stones.
No, you can't. And I will say, I thought it was weird having Captain Carter with all the Infinity Stones because I was like, okay, like I kind
Yeah,
of
that
didn't
was
think Captain America
okay.
would or Captain Carter would be strong enough to handle all the Infinity Stones, but
Even with the
apparently we're
super
just saying they
serum.
can. Yeah,
Well, even with the
it
super
seems.
serum,
I
I
mean that
maybe the
shit fucked
multiverse
up Hulk's
jumping.
hands
Well,
bad.
maybe the multiverse jumping has also made her a stronger character, able to wield all stones.
Yeah, well, like
I
I
don't
was
know.
kind of giving it a pass when she was wearing the armor, like maybe the armor was designed to do
Yeah,
that. But then later in the episode, she's just holding them, and it's like, okay, I don't know. But yeah, this is yeah, I would say like I kind of agree with Michael Richardson here. Like there aren't really bad episodes, but like I think there's some met in this series overall.
yeah,
Like not
there
yeah,
is. There
it's
is.
yeah. But oh well, I mean that's a good point, Taki, as well. The first episode was very Blade Runner-ish. I never quite put that together, but I could see that
Oh,
easily.
really? I put the raining in the
You know,
alleys. Yeah,
it's one of those
really?
things where after I read it, I'm like, yeah, that is kind of obvious, isn't it?
And I was like, oh, Blade Runner, cool.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we have a Blade Runner and a Die Hard, so hey. Yeah,
Yeah.
I overall enjoyed this season. It's kind of like season one for me. Like I enjoyed it, but I don't really feel like this series is hitting its potential at all. Like I want to see them do some batshit stuff. Like the
Well,
comic book would do batshit stuff.
this is probably also another example of the writer's strike.
It might be, yeah.
Like not
We
fully
don't know
fleshed
the
out
full
ideas.
effects. Yeah, we don't know the full effects of
Yeah.
what these strikes did to productions. Although we can kind of see it, especially with Aquaman 2. And I don't even know what to think of fucking Rebel Moon. I
And
kind of
some
want to
other
blame that,
and
but like,
some other ones that we'll discuss later. But yeah,
yeah, yeah. This is a fine season.
this is okay.
Yes,
It's okay.
yeah. I I don't have a rant about how bad it is. If you want to see that, you can watch Rebel Moon, my Rebel Moon rant. But yeah, um, but yeah, it is fine. It's not a glowing review, but again, fine. Um, got some good.
It does have some good. It does.
I would probably say in the end, my favorite episode was probably the Kahori one. Um, I don't know. There's a couple of good ones.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything to add before we go on to what was it? Mean Girls.
No.
Okay. Mean Girls. And you know what? I kind of wish I'd had my daughter record a segment about this because this was like her favorite movie for a little bit. But yeah, here we are, two white guys to talk about Mean Girls. But you know what?
Yeah.
This is a totally decent movie. I enjoy this a fair bit.
I
What are your
enjoy
thoughts,
this
Bobby?
movie. I really
Yeah.
enjoy this movie. I think this movie's
It's
fucking
fun.
hilarious.
Yes, it is. It's quite funny. It's it's kind of a take on kind of. It is absolutely a take on just kind of high
High
school
school
movies and shit like
yeah,
that.
high
Yeah.
school hierarchy, but told through the perspective of girl
Yes.
hierarchy.
Yes, absolutely. And it's one of those movies. I remember when this came out, and it was somewhat popular, but like God, over the I guess 2 decades. God damn it, this movie's 20 years old this year. But like
Yes.
over the 2 decades, it's really become kind of like this kind of really significant movie that like I know
Like every October 3rd, you'll see a meme of Lindsay Lohan.
yeah, and then every like I swear like anybody who's like younger than me, like about 10 years younger than me or so, just like this movie's almost like a bible to them. Like it's like they know it back and forth. And it's like wow. It's interesting. Experiencing that kind of like in real time where you're like, "Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
shit."
The
Yeah.
culture's like of this just making its place in the cultural zeitgeist. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's been kind of cool to watch in real time.
Yeah, because I mean, like I saw it in theaters when it came out, and it was an entertaining movie. I thought it was pretty funny, but I never expected to have the impact that it had by any means. Of course, you never do. You never do. There are good movies that disappear into nothingness, and then there are good movies that just kind of stick around. This ended up definitely being one that sticks around. Um, uh, Sleeper. I don't know. Like it's not like it was a dud when it came out. It just, people were talking about then, but it's just not yeah, I feel like it gets talked about probably more, which is why we have a musical version coming out next week for us to watch. It's coming out in January, which I'm not gonna lie is very concerning to me.
Yeah.
But we'll see. um
Really?
yeah, January is not a good time for movies. Although
No.
sometimes you get some sneaking in. We'll have to see. Um, but yeah, where was I going? Yeah, the movie. I guess we can go over the movie real fast. The movie is about Katie Heron. She's spent like all her life in Africa, and she moves to the United States, and she gets thrown into high school, and she has to learn what high school is, and she has all these different cliques. She has like a friend nerd clique who are teaching her the ropes, and she learns about the plastics who are like the bitchy girls in the high school, and hijinks ensue.
Oh, so it's like a total remake is what they're doing.
Yeah, that's the thing. I thought it was gonna be like a soft reboot because they're bringing back characters and saying, "Oh wow, they're still here." But then at the same time, I noticed like the characters are like named the same, like
Like
exactly.
Tim Meadows and Tina Fey are playing the exact same characters.
Yeah, but like,
I'm
so I just assumed, oh, okay, so it's set later, and these will be like, it'll be like the same story, but like slightly different names, but like it's the same names. So it's like, I guess it's just a full-fledged remake, but like
Yeah,
Tim
okay.
Meadows and Tina Fey are older. Okay. um,
Okay.
eh,
I mean,
uh,
Tim Meadows had some great lines in this. Had some great
dude,
parts.
yeah. No, they both had great material. Well, I mean, Tina Fey wrote this, so
Yeah.
I guess she needs a shout out there. Good
Yeah.
work on her part because they both had like, I mean, there's some hilarious moments in this movie, and yeah,
Yeah, there are some hilarious moments. I'll admit I've seen this before. This is also
oh yeah,
one of my wife's favorite movies, so I have seen this movie quite a bit.
hmm
Uh,
it's funny. So have I because it's one of my daughter's favorite movies.
one of my favorite parts that like always gets a laugh out of me is like, and nothing for Gretchen Wiener. You're so mean to her, but she deserves it.
Yeah, true. Well, I don't know. Like you brought up Tim Meadows, and like I love Tim Meadows' like deadpan like style through a lot of
Oh
this.
yeah,
Dude, the dude's wearing a cast through like the
the
entire year
entire
because of carpal tunnel.
yeah.
What the fuck? Like you get a brace for that, dude. Like, do you know what you're doing? um. Uh. Yeah. This is just interesting to see how it blew up. Interesting to see how it's now a musical. We'll have to see. God, in our movie, it's kind of a similar path, although it's an older movie. Would be Heather's. And that's an art like that. Reason that comes to mind is that's another one my daughter absolutely loves. Um, and that has not had a musical movie version yet. I know it had a TV series that sounded fucking atrocious. Um, but I imagine if this Mean Girls is successful, we'll probably get that coming out soon. But yeah, I'm interested to see how the music I guess turns out. Oh yeah, the scene where dude, that was so out of nowhere. I remember in the theater, just like um when obviously when this first came out, watching that scene where like she gets hit by that bus, where they're in that argument and she gets hit by the bus. It's like, oh, I guess that's the end of her story. Yeah, and obviously she didn't die, but like my initial thought about watching that scene is she's fucking dead. um
Yeah, Karen was also just kind of a lovable idiot.
yeah.
Amanda
Yeah.
Seyfried or Seyfried
Yeah,
or
Seyfried.
Seyfried, yeah, Seyfried, yeah.
Yeah. She had quite a career going on after this. Yeah, her and Rachel like Lindsay Lohan had quite a few movies back when this came out, and then this definitely
Yeah,
was the
she
one that
was like a
stuck
huge.
around.
She was like
Yeah.
She was like they strapped the rocket to her and like we're like
Yeah.
making her a huge star at this point. Yeah.
And then like this was the one that kind of stuck around, and then the other one that kind of comes to mind still is the Freaky Friday she did with
Yeah. Jamie Lee Curtis.
yes, thank you. I want to say Janet Leigh,
Duh,
and I was like,
dude,
no.
close,
Yeah,
but no.
it's not her mom. It's not.
But
But
she was
yeah,
in the
so
original.
um, I'm brain farting. I'll read it. Yes, yeah. So this is yeah,
I think this definitely was a jumping off
goddamn.
point for Rachel McAdams too.
Yes, that's what I would say. Like Amanda Seyfried definitely had a career after this, and Rachel McAdams definitely blew up after this because these are two actresses I had. Like I knew who Lindsay Lohan was going into this, and I didn't know who Rachel McAdams and Amanda Seyfried were.
Or
Then
Lacey,
after this,
Lacey Gretchen.
yeah. Well, I think she was on like a TV series before this.
Okay.
That was a name that was somewhat familiar. But like the other two, I had no idea who they were, and then yeah, they definitely blew up and had much bigger careers after this. And this was definitely pretty much Lindsay Lohan's peak. But of course, yeah, being a child star is rough.
Yeah.
Not many
mean,
survive that. There's
you
not a
could
whole
look
lot of. I was just gonna say, there's not a whole lot of Kurt Russells out there.
No, you could look at Corey Feldman and kind of see.
Well, Corey Feldman's got a banger music career.
He has his own reality TV show.
Oh boy.
It's kind of cringy.
Well, Bobby, I have a confession. His music career isn't actually a banger.
I know that. I know that. I've seen some stuff. I guess in this show is where he helps these young would-be actresses. They come live in his home. They have to follow a strict regimen of diets and food, so they can't eat meat, and a workout exercise, and also their attire of what they wear, which is pretty much just lingerie and bikini. This is on television.
Just can't.
I mean, oh
no.
Oh yeah. He was watching the clip I saw of it is like they're doing yoga and he's like sitting in like a pool chair by the fence behind him and just talking about how you guys can't eat meat anymore. Don't worry, I have enemas. I couldn't after that. I was like, no, I'll just no. This is how is this legal? Oh God.
I just stopped when he did that Facebook premiere of that song, and I was just like, oh no.
I made it about a minute and 30 in, and I couldn't anymore.
Like, I just can't. I just can't.
Oh, Corey, just
poor guy.
You do you, man. You do you.
He's got plenty of money, I guess, so I don't know if poor guy is quite the right term.
No. But to his credit, he did call out like that nasty nature of how people are treated in Hollywood and
true.
That underbelly that we all kind of had the feeling was there, but didn't want to believe it.
True. Well, I feel like we got derailed a little bit from Mean Girls.
We did. Sorry.
Mean Girls. Yeah. Well, you know what? There wasn't much to add because Lindsay Lohan sounds like she's doing better than Corey Feldman, though she definitely had a rough patch.
Yeah, she sounds like she's actually on her way up. Yeah. I've heard her like getting more parts, and I know that she's like really made an effort to turn herself around, and I got to give her credit as a recovering alcoholic. I got to give her credit for that. Like that ain't an easy task to do.
Yes, that is a credit to her.
There ain't no walk in the park.
No. So, Mean Girls, good movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it. If you've been living under a rock and you haven't seen Mean Girls, it's awesome. Enjoy.
And wear pink on Wednesdays.
Yes. And Nate, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, dude.
And that brings us to Wonka. Wonka is well, I saw you shared on Facebook your theater was almost empty going into it. Mine was quite a bit more full, but I went on a Saturday night, but
I went on a Sunday
evening. It still wasn't full, but yeah, there's plenty of people. So this is like, upon watching this, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm getting Paddington vibes from this, like intense Paddington vibes.
Oh, you got that too?
And then I look it up, I'm like, oh, it's by the director, of course. And to a degree, that almost makes sense for doing a Wonka prequel to get the Paddington guy to do it. I enjoyed this movie, but like I do think it drags quite a bit throughout the middle. But like I think it has enough charm to get by. But like, yeah, I don't know. Like I'm not thrilled with it. But I don't know. I will also add I was not the biggest fan of the Paddington movies. I think they are fine. I know there are people who love them and there is a charm to them, but never quite hit me the same as it hits a lot of other people. Bobby, your thoughts?
I didn't hate this movie, but I really didn't like it.
No.
I kind of just really felt the whole time just like, who asked for this? Like, I think back to the original. I think back to the original, like with Gene Wilder, and the only condition he did to take that role is just because the first time we see him, how he walks out with the cane and then does the somersault. He wanted to do that so the audience can know, okay, he's someone who shouldn't be trusted because you don't know what to expect from him. You never know what's going to come next. And I felt that gave so much lore to the character itself. And it's also what I didn't like about the Tim Burton one, all the flashback scenes. I kind of want that to remain a mystery because that adds to the lore of the figure of Wonka. That's my major complaint with this.
Yeah, I never really thought of that. Well, I will say what I always thought was brilliant about Gene Wilder's performance, and FYI, that is still by far the best Willy Wonka movie.
Best Willy Wonka ever.
And Gene Wilder fucking was amazing in the role. But what he did was like he had the joy to him, but like there was this very ever present burnout to his
Of just
performance
disconnect
as well.
with him.
Yeah, just like I am so like kind of like I love this, but I'm also fucking done with this. Like,
but he also like
can't do this
he
anymore.
sees how important. Well, he also saw how important that magic was to the kids, and he wanted to keep that alive for them because he had lost it, but he still sees it in them, and it's probably why he still made candy. And again, it's just it's an aspect to the character that you just get from a performance.
Yeah,
I really didn't get this from him.
No, well, that's something I want to bring up. So, like, like you could argue it's a different point in his life, but I feel like this is almost a different character because this never felt like the Gene Wilder one, And you could say Timothy Chalamet should do his own thing with it for sure, but the movie definitely wants you to think this is the prequel to the Gene Wilder one. With a lot of the way, like especially how they set up the factory at the end. It's like, well, you can't really dodge that one. But
like try and make it as bright as Tim's, but no.
But yeah, like that I would say like if you view this and it's like its own universe, I think it works better. But yeah, they really want you to think that. One performance I really want to highlight because like I think he brings a lot to the movie. Yeah, his limited time. He has super limited screen time, but every time he's on screen, it's like he is the movie. Like he's just this goofy little Oompa Loompa telling his goofy little stories, and I am like all for it every time he pops up. He has like 3 scenes in the whole movie, but like they're gold. I liked it. Like the first, he tells we get a little bit of weird origin to Oompa Loompas, and it kind of like that aspect of the movie works really well for me. I also I kind of like the aspect so the like essentially like there's a monopoly of these chocolate makers who are making shit frankly shit they established they're making shittier chocolates to make more money, but there's 3 big chocolate makers and they're all working cahoots. Gee whiz, this never happens in real life, so we don't ever
that element of the story I thought actually worked very well, and I did enjoy that plot. And also the 3 actors playing the 3 chocolatier heads, liked all 3 of them. I liked a lot of performances in this. It's just like I said, I didn't hate it. I just really didn't like it that much.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I want to bring up that I liked as well was just the Keegan Michael Key as the cop who was like
with the Brooklyn accent.
Yes, I love that.
There are times when it showed up, like the English accent, but mostly it was a Brooklyn accent.
It was
clip you
Keegan
played
Michael
earlier
Key as the cop, and I kind of really enjoyed that. And
I kind of liked how he progressively did get fatter as the movie went on. Him in a fat suit was kind of funny.
No, there's aspects of this I really enjoy. And then I think for the most part, what for me drags me down is essentially the core story is essentially Willy Wonka can't read, so he signs this contract that makes him like a slave to this inn, and he has to figure out a way to get out of this inn. And this is like the guts of the movie. This is a huge fucking aspect of it. The other aspect is the chocolatiers trying to kick him out, which I think is better. But we're doing a lot with this inn stuff, which just isn't as remotely as good. Say what you will about Olivia Colman. I love her as an actress, but like this part of the story just
Who was
um
Olivia Colman? The
she's the
innkeeper?
one that she's the one that yeah, she's the innkeeper.
The innkeeper? Oh, she's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
She's
she's a great
great.
actress.
This
But yeah.
isn't this isn't a strong this isn't a good role for her to play. They
Yeah.
I think they kind of put too much like
Well,
makeup and stuff on her.
well, I actually don't even think it's like I like for me the innkeeper stuff. Like I like the friends he meets in the inn, but like the whole like issue with the inn just kind of drives me nuts. Um, I know it's supposed to be a fantasy world, but like that contract, I'm looking at that contract saying that is not legally upholdable. I'm sorry, no,
Oh,
that
oh.
would never happen. Um, no, like the little girl was goddamn, what was her name? I am brain farting. They had a cute name for her. But yeah, she was one of the friends at the end. And yeah, I thought she worked as well. What was her?
I'm looking it up. Noodle.
Noodle. Yes, I remember it was an N. And I was like, well, God damn it, what's the N stand for?
I really liked Rowan Atkinson as the priest.
Yeah, as the bishop. Like, there's
Yeah.
so many people who are just like taking bribes from this like essentially taking shitty chocolate bribes. And it does like part of me did wonder, like, what if Wonka decided to make chocolate and just start bribing them with his better chocolate? Wouldn't that resolve a lot of issues? But yeah. Um we're dealing with like I like I said, I overall enjoy this movie, but I don't think it's great by any means. It was entertaining. I don't think I would ever watch it again.
Yeah.
And I would like I will say I think it's way better than the Tim Burton one, but like that is a very low bar. Unbelievably low bar. But it does clear it, so yay.
They're about on par for me.
Really.
Yeah, there's stuff that I liked about the Tim Burton one. And as much as I enjoyed Hugh's performance, though, I still think they should have gotten a cast of actors, or at least
Yeah.
a
Well, I mean,
actor,
they only really have one Oompa Loompa here,
or
so
a actor to play that
Yeah.
role. 'Cause, like they did. Well, what I liked about Burton's is how Roy Deep played every single one.
Yeah.
Every Oompa Loompa. They never repeated a movement or anything because every Oompa Loompa's movement in that was different. So he went through and filmed all those different parts that they put into it. So it's just more of just an accomplishment of him as an actor. And that's what I loved about that movie. And it was also featured him because as soon as I saw it, I was like, holy shit, I know what I know him from. Because I saw that one in the theater.
I saw it later, but yeah, no,
saw
Deep
that in
Roy
the
was
theater.
definitely a highlight of that movie.
Yeah, I recognized him from Neverending Story at that exact moment he came on the screen.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I had that exact moment going.
He's one of those actors who's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll
He
get
also-
a chance to do another Star Trek movie.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I think he played a small parts in one of the newer Star Wars too.
God, yeah, who was he in Star Wars? I know he was somebody in Star Wars because I remember I put that together as a trivia question because he's like the only actor who's done Doctor Who, Star Wars, and Star Trek.
Warwick hasn't done Trek yet.
Yeah.
Or has he done Trek?
I don't
Because
think
he's
so.
done Star Wars and he has done Doctor
He's
Who.
definitely done Star Wars. Has he done Doctor Who?
Has he? I want to say he has.
I don't know.
No, I'm surprised if not.
Yeah, dude, he should be in more stuff. He's awesome too.
He is. He should do another Leprechaun.
Yeah,
Damn it.
sure. Give me an excuse to sit down and watch those movies because I have not, and they've always been kind of like, I'm kind of interested to check them out.
Oh,
I
really?
want to see Warwick Davis as a serial killer.
Oh, okay. I'll put some in the folder tonight.
Ooh,
I have all of them.
Nice.
Like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, both of his ventures in the hood in the first remake. That doesn't star Warwick, but it's not the reboot one or the one that's supposed to be the legacy sequel that they did like Halloween. but
Yeah.
yeah. I'll put all the Warwick ones in.
Apparently, we're supposed to skip third. Well, if we
No,
do it
you're
on the
no.
podcast,
You
we're
skip
not
the no.
picking
You skip the
third.
second. You skip the second one.
If we cover them on the podcast, it'll be all of them, guys.
Yeah, it's going to be all of them.
Yeah, just all.
But the third
shit.
is rough. The third is rough. But it's probably my favorite.
Anything to add to Wonka?
I did also enjoy the cast of people that he had with him, like the people, like the accountant, the telephone operator, the sanitation.
The dude whose talent is that he can make his voice sound like it's underwater.
I have only seen him from one other thing. Like I've seen him in bit parts, but I've seen him on the show Drunk History a lot. And I was kind of surprised because I said to myself when he came on, I've seen that guy drunkenly make his way through a story several times.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I like this more than you did, but like I don't love it. It rings a lot like the Paddington movies for me, where I'm like, I think this is fine. I think this is entertaining. I don't see myself ever watching again. There is a charm to it, I will admit. But
yeah, I agree with that. There was a charm to it. The music's okay.
Yeah,
I also
a lot
really
of it's
hated him
derivative,
singing.
Obviously,
yeah, I also hated him singing like "Pure Imagination." I couldn't. I was just so happy the movie was ending at that point.
I was too used to Gene Wilder, even though like Willy Wonka is now a movie I grew up with a whole lot. Like I've seen it enough. Like Gene Wilder's imprinted on me, and Gene Wilder's always been one of my favorite actors of all time.
Me too. That was a movie I did grow up with, so that's probably why I feel so strongly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that might have an impact too. But yeah, I think it's fine. But like, I guess I don't know. I don't know. It was better than Aquaman 2, my last theater movie. So
yes, I will agree.
And now I have to do this manually. Hey, there we go. What do we got on the agenda next week? So fun fact, we're starting to see movies dry up from really dry up from the strikes. We do have some stuff. We have Mean Girls 2024, and then we're going to do all 10 episodes of Echo. And then we're only going to do 2 topics because that's going to be like 10-hour-long episodes of Echo, but they're doing the whole release at once, so we might as well get it all out of the way. And
okay, so that's why we only have 2 for next week. All right.
Yes, I did
that makes sense.
Purpose. I
was going to ask if you wanted to maybe. Well, never mind. We could talk about it after show.
Yeah. I hate. I've really gone to a point like it was cool when Netflix first started doing the whole seasons at once, but I've gone to a point where I fucking hate that shit anymore.
Yeah, I kind of like waiting.
Yeah, the whole idea of binging like a fucking season in like a couple of days, and I remember I felt the need to do that because you don't want to get spoiled, but it's like there's like 10 to 13 hours of shit to watch, and just getting through that so you don't get spoiled. It's like fuck, this is change this to something cool, which it should be, to a fucking chore. And that's why I definitely prefer the weekly model. And if you maybe for like the premiere, you do like 2 or 3 episodes, that's fine. That's not too bad. But like the whole season at once, I'm fuck. And I'm hoping like Echo looks really good. I want to stress it looks fucking
it does
good.
look
so I'm
really
excited to watch
good.
it. But it will become a slog quickly if I have to marathon all 10 episodes. And it's like,
yeah, I'll
we
probably
will find out.
Probably slowly hack my way through that.
Mm-hmm. I'm not even sure when it comes out. I'll have to double check the dates on it. But yeah, it does look good. I think it'll be good. And then we'll check out the new Mean Girls as well. Anything to talk about before we sign out, Bob?
Nothing cooking right now.
All right. Well, everyone, have a good one.
Take it easy.
And be excellent to each other.